Good evening, everybody. This is Josh here, checking in from America. Things are not going so great right now. Donald Trump is consolidating a lot of power, but he is in an increasingly tenuous position. He's bleeding support in both public general disapproval. It's down in the 30s, low 40s. His approval is in the 30s and low 40s. His disapproval is at the mid 50s to 60s across multiple polls. He is underwater on almost every issue. This diversion in D.C. with the guard is resonating to some degree with America. About 54% of people approve of it right now, but a majority disapproves of military in the streets in general. So we're figuring some things out. DC is a special district. The president has the authority to do what he is doing right now with the troops in DC, but only for a limited time unless Congress approves an extension. Trump could just ignore that altogether and say, I don't care. I don't know. We'll see. His administration is mostly following what courts are telling them to do. There's a number of important court wins this week. There's also a special election victory win for Democrats that is very significant. And his allies are turning on him, but he is just continually bowing down to Putin and humiliating the United States on the world stage. People are getting fed up. The GOP is increasingly unpopular. Democrats lead on the generic ballot by 8 points, which is very significant. That portends a large blue wave election, which, coupled with data that we have, real data in terms of elections results for special elections, that is looking increasingly likely. That's why Republicans want to gerrymander Texas, because they know they can't win in a fair fight. So that's why Democrats have responded, fine, then we will gerrymander California. And so now Donald Trump is trying to convince Indiana Republicans to gerrymander their state, but he's facing a lot of pushback there. He's also getting pushback in Congress from the GOP on this gerrymandering stuff. There are some congressmen in the GOP who want to introduce a bill to stop gerrymandering nationally, which has actually got a lot of bipartisan support, so maybe it could get traction, because Democrats are forcing their hand by not just staying silent and rolling over Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries. Yes. So that's why Trump is doing all of this gerrymandering stuff, because there's a lot of movement against him in the country and internationally. He is sabotaging allies, friendships. He is selling out America. His own base is turning against him on the Epstein files. That's major. That's a huge crack. He is losing support among the young people, the young men even. All of the minority or people of color, the colored group, I don't know, whatever the various, other racial minority groups in the nation that swung his way in 2024 are abandoning him now. He's desperate and he's lashing out. He's deteriorating mentally and physically before our eyes. Both hands are bruised repeatedly, consistently, severely. He is showing a strained gait, a strained walk. He cannot walk in a straight line. He is reverting to mentality and mindset of 80s stuff. He's making stuff up, but it's from the 80s. It's weird, and he just goes off script and just does crazy stuff. He said, I'm the president, I can do whatever I want. He literally said those exact words. He literally said, I'm the president, I can do whatever I want. But we're pushing back and we're winning. So in Iowa, a state Senate race flipped from a plus 11-point Trump district to a plus 10-point Democrat win. It flipped the state Senate in Iowa to, or it flipped a seat blue, and that broke the supermajority in Iowa's state legislature. It puts the brakes on the slide towards authoritarianism in Iowa. It also helps protect our institutional democracy. So that is great. And it aligns with other special elections. There are about 4 or 5 elections that were like double-digit Trump districts that flipped to double-digit Democrat seats. So if that trend continues and the polling is near accurate at all, and there's some reason to believe that it may be, but you never know. These protests are working. We are still planning and organizing. There is a lot of activity coming up. The American people are going to be visible, and we're going to be present, and we are not going to be cowed. We are making our voices heard, and the president will hear us, and his administration will be forced to abandon course. When that happens, I don't know, but they're going to fight like hell. They're going to try to incite violence on the streets by having armed soldiers in our streets. It's an intimidation tactic. It also, it's done in conjunction with the fear of ICE and the immigrant abductions that the administration is undertaking. But on that front, Kilmar Abrego Garcia is still in the United States, and the district or the judge said that she forbade the government from removing him from the country. So that is good. There's been a number of good court wins. I can't remember them all, in fact. So there's a lot of good things going on. We are working hard. We are fighting back, but things are hard. But we will make it through, and the most inspiring stories in history come from the most tribulational, I guess. So we can write some very wonderful stories if we can focus and organize, and that's what we're doing. So yeah, God bless America. We are holding our ground somewhat. Things are going okay. So have a good night. See you all later.